Call Paris. I hope you are fine, and I'm super happy to be with you today. And just a quick question. Who recognized that song? The previous song? Vikings. Yes, yes, exactly. It comes from the series Vikings, and I'm a big fan of Vikings. And for those who don't know about it, let me tell you the story. So, it happens 1,000 years ago when the Vikings tried to conquer the world. And I'm a big fan, a really fan. And every time, same story. A big muscle guys enters in one country, killing anybody, burning anything, and little by little conquer the country. And I especially like the season 4 when Roland, the Viking chief, tried to conquer the Normandy. I'm Norman, man from Normandy. It's somewhere in France, northwest, from here like 1 hour by car. And of course, I knew it. And when I was young, I felt like I was a Viking. You know, in Normandy we have nothing. Farms, cows, milk, cheese, good cheese by the way. And it's more impressive to be a Viking rather than a farmer, right? So my friend and me were playing with our imaginary sword, doing some wars. Well, to be honest with you, I have no idea about my origins. Maybe my ancestors were Indian, Italian, Pygmies. Well, why not? Why not? With DNA, everything is possible. And you know that you can order on the internet some test kit. You are getting a small cotton, you need to spit on it and send it back, and after a few weeks, you get your results. I never tried it. I should try it. And fun fact, when I worked on that Keynote, I discovered also that you can order a test kit for your dog. I don't know how you can make your dog spit on it, but actually it's true. It's true. And it's a good news for the pet food industry. They can elaborate specific croquette for that specific kind of dog. Very, very good news. But, well, to be honest with you, no idea about my origins or about my ancestors. But even in a more recent range, let me ask you a question. Who in this room knows his grandmother's first name? Please stand up if you know. 1, 2, 3, okay. So, second question. Who knows his grandmother's first name? 1? I don't know either. And I realized that when I lost someone from my family the same year as my daughter was born. I had that question. If I die tomorrow, will she remember me? If you die tomorrow, will they remember you? Who you were? What you did? And how much you love them? It seems egocentric and egoist to think that people can be interested by you after your death, but the fact is we are building ourselves comparing and learning, comparing to others and learning from their mistakes. And before we used the word to transmit, it was the oral transmission. And since the writing arrived, we lost the transmission. It's quite paradoxal. Before get that picture, it was the grandfather from the village gathered his whole family around the fire to tell the ancestor story. Well, I'm too old for that. And well, we lost the transmission. And yes, that's the reason why 10 years ago I thought about a solution that allows users to create, secure, and transmit data into the future. And I call that the time capsule. The time capsule concept is quite popular. You use the box as a container where you can put your important things such as videotape, love letters, picture, or whatever. You will hide it, keeping track of its location, and 10 years later, retrieve it and open it. I thought about the same solution, but for your digital life. And not just to protect your pictures and love letters, but also to protect your contract, your bank access, your crypto money, your private keys, your mnemonic. We are using state-of-the-art algorithm to ensure the privacy of your data, and we built two innovations, the secret and the transmission protocol. So for the secret, I will give you an example. Using our technology, when you create a capsule, the system creates one NFT and one key. So in fact, one capsule is one NFT and one key. That key is used to encrypt all the data that you will add into your capsule, into your NFT. Then the system will spread that key into 5 parts, split that key into 5 parts, and spread it into our network. One part of key in one node. Why do we do that? If one server, one node, gets corrupt, hackers can retrieve only one part of key, which is totally useless. And then I will transfer my capsule to its recipient, my son, is getting the right to get from the network the part of keys in order to generate the key and to decrypt the content. It was a secret. For the second innovation, we did 3 transmission protocols. The date protocol, the consent protocol, and the death protocol. For the date one, quite simple. You will prepare a capsule for someone. I will prepare a capsule for my daughter, and I will set directly on my capsule a date when that capsule should be sent. So I will prepare a capsule for a birthday, but it can work for wedding or for special events. The classic protocol. And then we did the consent protocol. Okay, listen. You can decide who can trigger the sending of your NFT. So I will prepare a capsule for my wife, for example, and I will set my capsule like this. If my father and my mother, if my friends and my son, or if me and my daughter agree together, we can trigger the sending of that NFT to my wife. It can be used in case of accident, stroke, heart attack. No. And last but not least, the death protocol. It acts like the consent protocol, but it's a robot, an oracle that will trigger the sending of your NFT. And that oracle is directly connected to some death register in many countries. And depending on certain conditions, you will transfer your NFT. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Time Guardian.
Sorry.
For free in May, first week of May. And it's time to make noise, my friends. Thank you. So Ternoa is the best blockchain in the world for NFTs and data privacy. I'm totally objective when I'm saying that. It's not because I'm a co-founder. I'm totally objective. And you know, my end goal vision for Time Guardian is to bring NFTs and virtual reality together in order to offer an immersive and realistic experience. So imagine a time capsule as an empty room that you can furnish. Here, my TV with my favorite show, Vikings. Here, a CD player with my favorite song, Bob Marley. And here, a sofa with your avatar. Okay? So, I will create that capsule and I will transfer to a recipient, to my son. He's getting my capsule and he can enter into my world and discover my world. And then he will have his own room on top of mine. And he will transfer that capsule to each recipient. And they will transfer, transfer. And in a few generations, with Time Guardian, you are offering to your descendants a way to travel back in time. Thank you.